forces can burn them. This particular tank is a late model variant of the Lee. They made about 8,000 or 9,000 of these before they went to Sherman production. This is one of the last ones off the line. You'll notice if you compare it to the Grant has big doors in the side. The early Lee tanks did too. But by the end of the construction run on these, they started getting rid of those doors because it weakened the armor on the side of the vehicle. They said, at this point, you know what? We'll just let you climb in on the top. There's a hatch on the roof, and then another one up there in the turret. The British also said, we don't like the fact that you guys put the radio into the tank with an extra radio operator. We want the commander to have access to his radio. That's why you see the Grant tank with the wider turret. It's got radio gear in the muzzle rack. This is running on a radial aircraft engine. The British needs some more tanks, so we sent Sherman to this. So before we killed this last first started division, of course, that's where it runs. So we had to go into Tunisia with some Shermans and some Lee tanks. You'll notice too, if you compare the Grant tank to this Lee tank, the 75mm gun is shorter on the Grant. That's the M2 anti-tank gun. This one has the M3. When we first started making Lees and Grants, we said, you know what, we shouldn't have a barrel that hangs over the nose because it might catch in the trees. Well, when we first sent the tanks to the British, they said, well, you know, that's very fine and dandy, but we're in a desert. Trees aren't the real problem. We don't mind the overhang. And if you extend the length of that barrel another 6 or 8 inches, you keep the pressure behind the projectile that much longer, you get a lot stronger hit. Joe Foreman on that tank, Mike Tyson on this one. The 75mm on here is the M3. It's a very nice tank gun. The outside is mounted in the hull. You can only travel a little bit left to the right. Also, you cannot turn the hull down position. The little gun up on top is still around, but the big gun needs to be up on the surface, basically, so you can turn the whole tank in the general direction of fire. We're thrilled to have that vehicle here. As far as they've got the 2 dingoes running here along with the Humber armored car. These are British reconnaissance troops. I believe they've got a Bren gun sticking out of the front of this particular vehicle. This one has a 2-pounder cannon, they're roughly 40mm. Here in the dingo, and notice too the camouflage net up in front. Then they stop for either the evening to camp or just to stop for a while and observe the enemy from a distance through their binoculars. They'll throw that camouflage net over, they'll add some foliage to it, and if everything works just right, they'll look like just more bushes in the background. We actually have a number of British vehicles here as part of the collection. They include one of only, I think, 3 or 4 running Valentine tanks in the world. We've got one here. I think we may have the only one in the U.S. Again, this Overwatch kind of a situation. They're covering each other. Demonstrating how he can back up just as fast as he got into the trouble. His driver's seat is positioned so that he can look over his shoulder very easily. And away he goes, back to cover. The second dingo is now going to move back. And if this is a properly carried out reconnaissance mission, they're radioing now, telling the tank corps to come forward. As the Humber armored car fires a shot, it's Germans' heads down while they move out. This is another very rare vehicle here, this Humber armored car. There's only a few of these running in the world. Wartime oral history camp. There's supposed to be a topic today, life in uniform from World War II through today. And tomorrow we're going to be actually interviewing some of the wounded warriors. So great effort in there for oral history.
Oh yeah. Sounds good. Okay. Good. Yep, you too. Thanks. Bye. Those are the craft. It's not like he. That's a Sherman thing.
Wait, where's Virginia? Where's Maryland? Are we right on the edge of Virginia? Are we right on the edge of Virginia?
All right.
This is where they carried their stuff out.
And like I say, with gasoline, she's one of the fastest tanks in our museum collection.